Pisek, North Dakota probably isn't on your bingo card for destination gravel race towns, but it should be. Maybe you've heard of the Nepomuk Narly when Ted King or Adam Sabin or Adam Roberge mention it on podcasts. Maybe you've even wondered if it's part of some secret society in North Dakota, quietly hosting races with big payouts. In a town where the original Czech name Pisek literally means gravel, and the race director is the priest at the Catholic Church, you'll find something rare and beautiful. Hope.
This is like super grassroots race again, and they have like a family fun. It's kind of everything you want for a family-focused gravel event.
Little towns, new life, to give people who are hopeless hope, to get them dreaming again, and to show that, to give everybody in the whole world a reason to come to Pisek, North Dakota one day of the year, just the destination point. Here we are.
I grew up in a pretty redneck town, I would say. You can say it's like medium, small town, but it was also very redneck, and cycling wasn't super common there. I was very fortunate and lucky enough to have a teacher, an elementary school teacher named Mr. Johnson.
So I was teaching the kids how to use PowerPoint, how to use Word, how to use the internet to do research. And during those presentations, during those demonstrations on the how, I would share information about my life, things that I'm interested in. So my demonstrations would include family, my family time, going on hikes, my cycling. I was racing at that time, so if I had a picture of myself, I'd throw a picture of myself into a PowerPoint. Some days I'd even bring my bike into school and I'd put it up against the front of my classroom. And they'd say, "Hey, can I lift it up?" And then when they actually got to lift their bike up, they're like, "Whoa, it's so," it's that, "Whoa, it's so light." And these are 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. And 5 years later, I get an email message, and this email message said, "Mr. Johnson, my name is Chase Wark. You might not remember me, but I was in your technology class, and I know that you used to ride bikes and race. I was wondering if you still do that. And if so, would you like to go for a ride?" During the riding, he was super inquisitive, asking me lots of questions, and I would show him where the draft spot was, and he'd be talking about races, and oh boy, I bet that's fun. And he was into it.
He was the first one who gave me a pair of bibs and a jersey, like, here's what bikers wear. Like, I didn't know that at first. I was like, this is some weird fitting clothes. Got introduced to the Revolution Cycle and Ski group, which is out of St. Cloud, the bike shop Revolution there. And that's where I feel like that's where I learned how to ride a pace line. I had Ben Doom, Charlie Shad, Jim Bell, Corey Schaus, like all of those guys every Tuesday night would help lead me, like guide me on like, okay, you're fast enough to like ride with us, but you're super dumb. So like, we're gonna teach you how to ride a bike.
My name's Ben Doom, and I'm co-owner of Revolution Cycle and Ski. So the very first is we did group rides out here on Tuesday, and they were the typical roadie group rides where it's all out and it's a drop ride, and he shows up with a hockey helmet, missing a couple front teeth from hockey, and a nicer bike, but not the greatest, and we're like, oh, we're gonna have to babysit this kid. And it turns out it was the opposite. He kept up just fine, and then the next couple of years we were, trying to keep up with him. And so that's my first memory of Chase. He was almost taken under our wing, so to speak. And from there, it blossomed, and it was exciting to have Chase there because the ride was definitely gonna be a lot harder than if he wasn't there.
It's stuff like that where I'm like, they helped me out so much. And I want to continue to always like pass that along and help people whenever I can. And I feel even like I need to pass it along more to people in these small towns. You know, I'm living in this small town. There's these two kids with these really big dreams that I had, the exact same ones when I was that age. Through the bike shop in Winona, Adventure Cycle and Ski, Zach said, hey, we have this kid, you know, you should bring him on a bike ride sometime.
My name is Isaac Allred. I'm from Winona, Minnesota, and currently living in Durango, Colorado. He was the fastest person I had really known. So to go on a ride with this guy was like super cool. And I was super excited for it.
It was pretty early in the morning and it was a spring day. It was probably 40 degrees, but I show up and this little redhead high school boy is there with just a jersey and bibs on, and I'm like, are you not cold? But at the same time, I'm like, yep, that's how I would have dressed back when I was in high school.
I think it was within a year that he mentioned he was gonna start coaching people, and then quickly after that I was like, hey, I've been coaching myself, but I wanna keep getting better, don't really know what I'm doing. Can you coach me?
I'll help mentor you, coach you for free.
It's more than just a training plan for sure, and that's what it's been from the beginning. I wanted to go to mountain bike nats junior year of high school, and I had no idea how to do it. So he helped me get a USAC license, helped me try to get points by going to races that were USAC sanctioned, and yeah, make nationals happen. So much more than training, I would say. And that's been huge. Just as a person, he's a mentor, just navigating the cycling world and then getting me through training too. Going into Unbound, I knew I was fit. I wasn't as fit as I was hoping to be, just knew I had some solid fitness. Knew I was a top contender among U23s, but had no idea what the rest of the field in the 100 looked like.
He created his own luck by working super hard, and it was like, yes, he finally got that result, and
it was great having getting that result when your coach is there. That feels amazing.
I never want to be like, yeah, I made that happen, because Isaac's the one putting in work, or any of my athletes are the one putting in the work. I'll lay out a map and say, go this way, and I think you'll get to this spot. But they're the ones that have to follow the map and the directions I give them.
My name is Owen Allred, and I'm from Winona, Minnesota.
So there's a mini Isaac named Owen Allred.
Coaching me, telling me what to do and how to do it is a really big help, because other than that, I wouldn't know what I was doing, how to train, how to do it.
Owen's lucky because he gets a chase or a coach that's a little more experienced with working with younger athletes, and he also got to watch his brother, or gets to watch his brother still go through the steps. But I think a thing that's really important with all of this is making the training and the bike riding fun. I believe biking in general should be something that's for fun, to help you go through things mentally or just keep you fit physically. So
That's how the sport of cycling evolves, right? It evolves by somebody shared it with you, and I just felt like I had that opportunity to share it with somebody, and to see what he's done from then has been pretty incredible.
I noticed Adam was off the back a little bit, so I didn't want to sit up. I wanted to make him work to get back to me. So I put in a little dig there, not knowing what the southeastern loop was like. They worked to get pretty close to me over the next 5-6 miles, and then Adam ended up just bridging by himself. So then it was just me and Adam, which I kind of thought was how the day was gonna play out. Right before we dropped into some crazy double track, he sent an attack. I think he just wanted to see how I was feeling. And he also was like, I was hoping to get a gap before the double track, because at Valley of Tears, my bike handling skills were pretty good. I gapped him in some double track there, so I think he was a little nervous about that. But I was on mountain bike tires then. We were on gravel tires, and I cannot handle my bike as well with those. So we went in together. I gave him just a little space in case he crashed. He didn't, so then it was straight downhill and then into an uphill, and he put in another dig there. He got probably a 15 or 20 second gap there, and coming out of that, there's like a lot of double track through a farm field, so I couldn't get in my aero bars as much as I wanted to, but yeah, gap didn't go out too far, so I wasn't too worried. And then once we hit just a flat North Dakota road, I got into the aero bars and I crawled my way back to Adam. And then there was another downhill uphill section. This one was more downhill flat uphill, but he attacked again and same thing. This time I was a little more worried that he was gonna stay away, but I also knew, I think in my head, I'm like, I think he's just pushing it. When Adam's off the front and I'm chasing back, I'm worried that he could all of a sudden up the pace and that gap could go out. I don't have a super high top end right now, but I have I can probably sit at sweet spot threshold for a really long time. So I was just worried that he could up his pace and bring that gap out, and then I would never see him again. But that's kind of my only worry, or that another downhill uphill would be coming shortly after, and then he would expand on that gap. So luckily there wasn't. And Adam would play the games of attacking a lot and wearing me down. I think that was his strategy today. And then I was more playing mental games. I knew Adam, he is probably the fastest sprinter in all of gravel racing, at least in my opinion. Throughout the race, I'm like, dude, have you ever lost a sprint in gravel? And he just kind of looked over and gave me a little smirk. I wanted to kind of craft the story throughout the day that I am not a sprinter. You don't have to worry about me sprinting. And I mean, truth is I was not a good sprinter in kart racing, but I feel like I have a decent sprint for gravel racers. Dude, how about I just lead you out and we split the prize purse? I was being jokingly, but essentially telling him I have no belief that I can win this. We kind of just rode side by side, probably a kilometer out.
In about 2.5 minutes, you'll see them coming around the bend over there. You guys are both big. Yeah. About 2.5 minutes probably. By that yellow sign, you'll see Adam and Chase coming around the corner. Gabe's gonna run up and ring the bells. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go.
I was trying to do mental games. Like.
That was the... Because when you told me that, I was like, again, that
was good.
because when I tried to kick just to gauge,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, he's been lying all this time.
Yeah.
Bro, you got me so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because
Yeah.
if I knew that after the race, I would have. But the thing is that,
I mean, you probably
bro,
still.
I tried and it's like impossible.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, even then it's, you have to, it's like, I feel like, bro, I tried, the first time I tried really hard and it came
Dude,
back
that
like,
hurt. And also the second time I wasn't playing games. I was like,
oh yeah.
yeah, I was hurting.
Because I hurt in the climb, but I was surprised how much of a gap I got.
So he beat me by like a couple bike lengths, but I was really happy with like how everything played out today, how the mental tricks work. I view Adam very highly on like a lot of the other gravel racers, but like I always enjoy racing him because he's super smart and crafty, and I think to get to the line with him and lose only by a few bike lengths is really good for me. We have 1 month from Nepomuk to Gravel Worlds, which that's my next gravel race that I'm training for. I do love crits. I just could never. I couldn't sprint in those.
Okay, so that was not a lie.
Yeah, that wasn't a lie.
But everything else after.
Yeah.
If I would have said yes to splitting it, what would you have said?
I would have been like, you're bullshitting.
Because like his last card was like, I cannot sprint at all, so like, you want to split the money and I'll let you win?
No, I jokingly was like, I was like, dude, how about this point? How about I lead you out for the win and we split it 50-50?
And I was like, okay, he really can sprint.
Dude, and you were trying to, you had a serious face during that, but then when we got on the
I was
gravel
trying
road,
not to laugh.
dude, you were trying to have a serious face and it was like cracking. I'm like, this is hilarious.
Yeah, I tried hard.